Hello there, let me introduce you to Cassie, Julia, Anya, and Maddie. These girls are not ordinary. They have amazing powers, and each one of them has different abilities. Cassie is the eldest of them, so she leads these girls. Now let's see how these girls get their powers. In 1973, in the jungle of Peru, a research team led by Ezekiel and Cassie's mother, Cassandra Webb, was searching for a topador spider, which can be used for human strength and as a cure for any diseases. When she found that spider, Ezekiel betrayed her, shot her, and forcibly took that spider from her. Then some spider people who live in this jungle rescued her and gave her treatment in ritual water. They gave her that spider bite to save her, but she died shortly after giving birth to a girl whom she named Cassandra. In 2003, Cassandra, going by Cassie, lives alone in Queens, New York, working as a paramedic with her co-worker Ben Parker. Ben always invites her to many parties, but she ignores them all because she's weird. There's an accident on the bridge, and she rushes there to rescue people. During this rescue, she falls into a river and sees a vision of her power. She was unconscious when she wakes up and sees Ben reviving her. Ezekiel gains incredible physical strength from the spider which he stole from Cassandra Webb. He sees the same dream every night where 3 girls kill him. That dream is a curse by spider people. He uses high tech to find those girls, and there's a building on fire. Cassie arrived there to rescue people. While she was doing her work, she saw some visions. Cassie was totally confused about what was happening to her. She saw a vision of this driver. After a second, he got into an accident with a truck. Cassie couldn't believe it. She thought she was sick. The doctor said she should take rest. While she rested in her apartment, she saw a bird die hitting the window. She couldn't find that bird when she opened the window, but suddenly the bird flew into her room. She thought she was the reason that bird was alive. She realized something about her power. Meanwhile, Ezekiel's worker found these 3 girls in the same station. Cassie was also there. When she was on the train, she saw the futures of all 3 girls, predicting that Ezekiel would kill them. She decides to save the girls, so she takes them off the train before he arrives. The girls think Cassie is kidnapping them. Then they see the black spider, which is Ezekiel himself, coming to kill them. They run away from him, but the police stop them to arrest Cassie. At that time, Ezekiel attacks all of them. While the black spider fights with the police, Cassie steals a taxi and takes Julia, Anya, and Maddie out of the city to hide them in a nearby forest. Cassie tells them to wait there until she returns. Cassie goes back to her apartment and finds her late mother's notes, which reveal Ezekiel's identity and the true nature of his powers. This girl disobeys Cassie's instructions and goes to a restaurant. Meanwhile, Ezekiel's worker finds them and informs him. They were enjoying themselves in the restaurant. Cassie also finds them. Ezekiel attacks them and stabs Cassie. Through her visions, Cassie determines that she can't beat Ezekiel physically and instead uses the taxi to hit him. She takes this girl to her best friend Ben's house. Then she flies to Peru where she was born. She wants to know what's happening to her. She meets the spider tribal chief who tries to save her mother. He puts Cassie through a ritual that separates her soul from her body. This enables her to experience a plane of higher consciousness where all living things are connected, and where every possible future can be seen. Cassie also learns that her mother came to this jungle to find a cure for her unborn baby Cassie, whom she loves so much. The tribal chief told Cassie that she's so powerful. When the time comes, her power will unlock. On the other hand, Ben's pregnant sister-in-law, Mary, goes into labor, and he has to take the girls with him to a hospital. Ezekiel intercepts them again, but Cassie is able to rescue the girls in an ambulance and distract Ezekiel so Ben and Mary can escape. Cassie calls for a medical evacuation helicopter to fly to their location. The helicopter arrives immediately, and they head to the building roof. Ezekiel sees them and tries to stop them. Meanwhile, Cassie can use more power than before. Ezekiel destroys the helicopter, separating the girls from Cassie. By tapping into the web of life, Cassie is able to help Maddie, Anya, and Julia simultaneously. Setting off one final trap, it causes Ezekiel to fall and be fatally crushed by a sign, killing him. Cassie also falls into the river. Julia rescues her. She's not breathing, so they revive her using CPR.